Hi students, good morning and welcome to your economics class. Today we shall revise globalization and the Indian economy. Students, you would have seen the globe in your previous or lower classes, 7th and 8th class. If I say you define a globe, you say sir, globe is a 3D model of the earth. Okay, so when we take the globe in our hand and if you rotate or by sitting in one place, we can see entire countries and continents and other features on the globe. Okay, so same way now at present the world has become a global village. How the world has become a global village? So let us see the definition of globalization. Globalization is nothing but interlinking the economies of the world technically, economically, okay, through trade, culture, custom, tradition, educational institutions, all has been interlinked. Today, if anything happens in any part, any corner of the world, we are coming to know within few minutes and seconds how it is happening because of technology. So the entire countries of the world that has been interlinked technically, economically, okay, socially. That is why we can say today world is like a global village. Okay, now in that main role to make the world as a global village, the main role is played by the MNCs. MNC nothing but multinational companies. Now, what is multinational company? A company whose mother branch, home branch will be in their home country and they will have branches in more than one nation. They will be operating, they will doing their production and services in more than one nation, in across the world, in various continents, various countries, overseas. Okay, such type of companies are known as multinational company. Okay, for example, you can take Ford in India, Coca-Cola in India is a multinational company of USA. Okay, like that only Samsung take, South Korea's company in India. Next, what is the role of MNC? Why a MNC has to go to other country? Why not in its own country it can span many branches? Yes, in its own country also it have many branches, but why it goes in other countries? Why it go to other countries? The reason is that they find the cost of production is very less, the cost of raw material is less, to avoid the transportation charges, okay, and to minimize their wastage or to minimize their losses and to maximize their profit. Okay, they open their branches in other countries. For example, you take Coca-Cola or Ford, which is an American multinational company operating in India, or you take Samsung Mobiles, which is of South Korea. We have various its production centers in India. So what happened? When this company, if they are employing, hiring an engineer or any professional in their country, they have to pay in 4-5 lakhs and all. But in India, if they pay in thousands and lakhs also, they will be happy. So in this way they can save transportation charges which they have. More than that, market. India is the second most populated country of the world. We have very good market of certain commodities, or you can take every commodities, electronic, automobiles, everything. So they have very good market of that commodity with which they are dealing with. Okay, so there will be highest sale with minimum input, maximum output they are going to get. So that is the benefit a multinational company gets. What benefit that particular country gets where this multinational company is operating or going to be operated? First of all, that country's employment facility will be generated. Hundreds and thousands of youths directly and indirectly they will be employed or getting employed in that such type of companies. Government get tax. Apart from that, the purchasing power, the per capita income of the people, employees increases. Purchasing power of these people increases. Standard of living of the people increases in that area. Okay, urbanization takes place in that area. These all are the few benefits which multinational company is going to give to those countries where it is going to operate. Everything has a negative and side effect. Same way, multinational companies are also having some side effects. First thing is that small producers, distributors, they may vanish. They may not compete with the technology which is possessed by the multinational company. Because multinational company brings certain high-fi technology, sophisticated technology. It is a plus point to the local industries also, local companies also. They can modify themselves, they can learn the new technology, and it is good to the consumer that they have various choice in the market, very stiff competition in the market from those companies. So these are various benefits which you are going to get from the multinational company. Okay, next, investment. Any investment is done on land, material, building, okay, all these things by a foreign company to purchase land, labor, material, okay, that all investment is regarded as a foreign investment. So any investment done by any MNC or any foreign company in order to purchase raw material, in order to purchase land, building, machinery, it is known as a foreign investment. Now, globalization is not possible without liberalization. So, liberalization is one of the most important factor associated with globalization. You know, students, in India, till late 1980s, we don't have any MNCs. Only local product we used to have, otherwise we have to import and all, which used to be very costlier. But after 80s, slowly the government policy started changing and liberalization started taking place. MNCs started getting attracted towards our country, okay, which came till late 20th century. Okay, so students, liberalization nothing but removal of trade barriers. Now, what are those trade barriers? They are in the form of import duties, export duties. Okay, so removing of import and export duties are reducing them, liberalizing them, okay, and increasing the foreign direct investment (FDI) is all the parts of liberalization. Okay, now in this main role is one played by WTO, World Trade Organization. Now, what is WTO? It is World Trade Organization which deals with the entire world trade. There are many countries member of that. It makes the rules and regulations, policies of the trading sector in India and the world. Okay. Now, before WTO, it was known as GATT, General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. It was established in 1948 and continued till 1994. But in 1994, it was changed to WTO, World Trade Organization. 1st January 1995, WTO started. India was part of the GATT since its formation in 1948 and became the member of WTO after its formation. Continued as a member of WTO. Okay. Now, WTO in 2016 it has total 164 member countries as a member. Okay. Now the countries who are the member of this, they enjoy all the rules and regulations which are laid by the WTO. Next, its headquarters is in Geneva, which is in Switzerland. So WTO plays important role in modifying the trade policies and supporting the globalization. It interlinking the countries of the world. It facilitates all the facility of the WTO to the member nations. So students, I hope so you would have understood what is globalization, MNC, its role, advantage, okay, and investment, foreign investment. Next one is liberalization and WTO. Next, we'll meet in the next class. For the time, take care, see you all.